Welcome back, my friends and fellow gamers. I'm Wrath, and we are back for another episode of Surviving Alone in Space Engineers. So, in our last episode, we set down. Sorry, got a little bit of a cough here. We set down our tower here and some basic functionality and a battery to get charged and to maintain the base. We've got a basic wind turbine setup, but we want to build a bigger, more long-term base that we can rely upon for our needs. Unfortunately, this is not going to cut it. Our need for mobility means that most of these areas are just going to be out of our reach. And so in order for us to get everything going, we're going to need to have a ship. And I think that the best choice in this case is going to be a ship that is going to be a mobile base. That we can have a few detachable vehicles from that will serve our purposes. And I need a big flat space because based on my tests in my development world, this is going to require a fairly large amount of space to build. And I think that back here is probably going to be my best bet. So I'm going to have to move some material up this hill. What do I have for inventory here? Do I have... Okay. I got plenty of stuff for that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to... We're just going to... Am I out of steel plates? I am. Strange tragedy, that. Alright, I gotta remember all of my controls now. Alright. Basically, we're just gonna extend up this way. And in the same fashion as I did before, the ship will end up being a sort of amalgamation of a large ship and a small ship. Because the hybrid type gives me more options. Oh, it's like a storm rolling in. Good to know. I think that this might be far enough away. If we just run across like this. Alright, so yeah, we got a big storm coming in. That's probably going to affect the efficiency of my solar panels when the sun comes up, or possibly damage them on rotation. Nope, they're rotating for the dawn. Hopefully it won't affect their overall functionality here. At 48% efficiency. Well, that's gonna definitely be a bit of a problem. but the snowstorm is not really what I'm all that worried about. The first thing that we need to do is we need to set our space for working. Alright, so this is what we're going to be working with. Alright, let's Alright, that'll give me a step up on it. Alright, so I need a transition plate. That's going to be one of these. And I'm going to be using these extensively. Oh, shoot. What is that? That's a ladybug. Alright, please tell me the gun's not going to engage it. It's tracking it. No. I have to be really careful about these. Alright, it passed by in the storm without us being detected, I think. There's an unknown signal, but I'm not going to bother with that. So the reason I need these transition plates is because when I go, I'm going to push up a section here that's going to start off by holding the main core section of the ship, which is going to be a full-size reactor, or not a full-size reactor, a full-size refiner and assembler, which are going to be set down, or they're going to be encased in a small ship frame that is then going to bridge everything out. These transition plates, when placed over the outports of the system, will allow me to, they function just like a rotor, so you do like it's similar to a rotor transition, but without all the wasted space. They only waste about 1 block of space on small grid that you can fill in, and I use blast doors to create a separating partition. I'll be needing to make merge blocks as well so that I can connect, because I'll have about 4 of these, I think, attached to the refiner and assembler collectively, and rather than having 4 separate walls and 4 separate interchanges of the ship, I need to integrate these into each other so that it's one outer shell that is interconnected to all of the framing of the assembler and the refinery. So that's the plan that's going to go along with this. Once the shell is created, then we're going to take the time to build the piping for the various subsystems, so propulsion and everything else, and we're going to build a small detachment section underneath where I'll be able to connect small ships underneath the belly of the craft and be able to access the cockpits of them, but the rest of the ship will be attached beneath the vessel, so the cockpits will all be offset slightly above the vehicle, or on the top, or the top edge of the vehicle. and that offset will allow me to make attachment points that are universal for all these vehicles and give me a space where I can basically just dock them into the ship. So the first part of this, though, before I get anything else started, is that I need a ship, a small ship, that is going to function as my my merge block controller. Oh, you know what? Let's with the cold, it's driving the heat out of my suit. I've gotta warm myself up here. So but with the merge block ship is going to be really simple. It's just going to be a cockpit, a battery, and a few other things so that it can recharge itself over time. And before I do that, I need to put a charging station on this end. So that's one thing I do need to do. But this should be a relatively big ship. I also have plans to do a second transition near the bottom of the ship so that I can put on large-scale landing gears as my landing devices for the ship. And that should allow me to create a nice big separation for the ship when I'm getting in and out of it. Alright, let's go refuel here. Let's check this here because I have a feeling we're low. Alright, it looks like we might be either low or out of hydrogen, which is unfortunate because we're probably going to be using a lot of that. But let's go ahead and oh. Alright. So I need some cockpits. Now there are some other ones that I have, like the Marauder cockpit, and there was a cockpit that I got that was like a it was like a motorcycle cockpit or something. Let's see here. This one didn't have it. There it is. ARCM. I haven't tried to use this one yet, but I figure that it might be workable. Okay, so this really doesn't like any way of attaching this here. Oh, I need an interior plate to place it. That's why it's all red. Alright, so this is kind of like a hover bike engine, so, or a hover bike cockpit. So I think it'll work for my basic needs here. Alright, so we need a lot of steel plates, construction components, motors, displays, computers, small tubes. Okay. Alright, the assembly doesn't have anything in it. So, production. Let's first take everything that we need from here. Steel plates. Let's put another 100 of these on the process. Alright, let's go see what all can be put together here. This cold weather, this storm is really putting my my suit heating to the test here. Alright, need an extra display and small steel tubes. Okay. Ugh. Boy, these whiteout conditions are really impressive. I have to say that whoever did this this weather mod is really outdone themselves. Boy, that ate up all of the interior parts, the steel plates again. Jeez. Alright, let's do another 300 of those. Alright, hopefully that'll be enough. Man, I can't even see what I'm doing. Alright, so we have this completely done. A little bit of a laggedy lag there. Alright, so that's completed. Let's look at what else we need. We need a battery on this. And I think that's probably the best arrangement for it right there. Sort of make it a backpack kind of deal. Alright, yeah. Okay, so the wind is messing with my stuff here. Let's move that. Alrighty. So we got a battery. We need now a gyro, which I think, based on the design, don't fall off there. I need to do this. Alright, so the gyro should probably sit right here. That should do it. So a gyro there, and then we need our engines. So we need these little guys. So I think first order of business is downward thrust here towards the center of the bike. Let's do one engine in all the other directions, because this thing isn't going to be designed to carry much, if any, weight. So that'll be the reverse thrust, forward thrust. So now we just need the side thrust, and we can slap those on here. Alright, so that should cover it. And this will be a very simple craft for us to operate. I'm not sure I like, you know what? I just realized that I need to make an adjustment. So that's why I didn't fill all of these in first. I need to have a connection on this for it to refuel. Alright, so we're going to put a connector over here on the base for this thing to attach to after the battery's been charged, so that when I'm not using it, it can recharge. But that means I need to have a connector on it, and that means a connector right here on the bottom of this. No, dang it. There we go. So that means forward thrust has to be up top, and that means I need to move the gyro, which I'm okay with, especially since I have another place for it that would work just as well. Alright. Let's slap the gyro on the front of the vehicle instead. And then this protrusion off the front will actually be the section that I use to attach the merge blocks to. And we'll actually put those on now so that we have them available. And merge blocks are part of the piston block set. So put one on that side, and then one on that side. And so these will allow me to maneuver this up to whatever I'm building. I could place merge blocks on the two subgrids that I'm trying to merge into one, pop this onto them, make a connection behind the other merge blocks and then remove them. And that should take care of any issues that I have in that realm. But that snowstorm is just amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and I need forward thrust on this. That's the one thing I forgot. I took it off. I need to add it back on. All right, so really simple craft, not much to it. Let's start putting it together. Let me go and grab some parts. And then we're going to have to refill the ice on the main vehicle so it can charge itself again. Now I'm probably going to need a lot more than what I have, but alright, there's enough for that, enough for that. Alright. Steel tubes are necessary there, construction components, all manner of stuff here. Okay, let's get all of this stuff done. Alright. Alright, so we're going to need large steel tubes, motors, and construction components, and lots of metal grids. And we need power cells. Alright. I'm glad that storm is over. Jeez, that was pretty vicious. Okay. Okay, so those, let's do 100 of those, 20 of those. Alright, that should be a good start. Oh, I can only take about 10 of those at a time. We need small steel tubes there. Okay, just getting everything done here. So we need some of those as well. So we'll put those on the list here. So this will also make for a decent scout bike. So what I can do is behind this panel and that panel, I can mount the ore scanner and the antenna, and so I can ride around on this and look for resources as well. That sounds like a good idea. All right, I need at least 10 metal grids. Let's do 20 just in case. All right. Let's finish all of these up here. So the nice thing is that since this is connected to my base, it's actually getting charged while I'm building it. So it'll have some initial charge just to get started with. Okay, so motors and large steel tubes. Get the gyro done first, as that is a more critical piece of equipment.
Energy low.
Okay, let's go recharge. Mind the wind noise here. Windows are open and it's actually a nice day all of a sudden. So, getting a nice breeze. A little sip of coffee there to get our day going. And let's take a look here. Alright. Engine needs more motors. Okay. That still needs more of everything. Motors, construction components, and large steel tubes. Okay. So we can toss everything else back in and grab those. We're going to need at least 100 of these. Set it in there. And let's toss the gray in there as well, and the organic. Oh wait, no, I need to put that in the ship. Alright, let's go solder all of this stuff up. motors. More motors. More everything. Construction components and motors. And motors. Alright. So all we need now is motors. So I can put the rest of this stuff away. Alright, let's go place those in the system here. Add a little water to ourselves. And maybe some food. Toss it over there, and then just take back 10 specifically. Alright, that should keep us fed and going for a while. And now we can go look at what is in there. All 100. That should... oh wait, I need construction components. Alright, let's do another 100 of those as well. All in all, not a bad little first iteration here. This thing's not exactly meant to be all that sexy, but it definitely serves its purpose. Construction components. Construction components. Alright. So I have placed all of the motors that are necessary. And I still have a few left over. Toss those up there. Alright. So once we have this all put together, we can look at doing something else here. We'll for certain be able to start putting down the basic layout of the core section and start welding up the basic system. Let's weld up the engines that are harder to reach first. Okay. Alright, so all the engines are functioning on this. It's ready to go. We just need to give it a docking spot. So and this won't be anything other than just a parking spot, so I don't need to worry about it being anything other than that. Oh, need a steel plate. Okay. Okay. Steel plates and motors are all that are left. Okay. This does need to be functional so that they'll clamp onto each other and it pod. Or the bike, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so that will give me the little bit of construction that needs, and let's go ahead and add the other two systems that we want to put on here, which are going to be the so we need an antenna and a sensor. So I want the azimuth sensor. And then I want an antenna. So I might as well go with, matching it with the azimuth antenna. Nope, not that one. Oh, there we go. Ow. That was dumb. You know what, let's put the antenna right up here. Oh, I don't have the right thing to place it, do I? Need a small tube. These unknown signals are getting annoying. Actually, let's take the other one off the side, and let's put them both up here by the engine, so they're up out of the way. So, 8. And then 7. Construction components, computers, radios. Alrighty, so we can get on in here. Let's see here, detector parts. Shouldn't need more than that. There we go. There's a radio for this little thing. And need 40 detector parts. My bad. And a whole bunch more steel plates and construction components. Alright, I'll let that process. Can't believe I lost a battery and didn't even realize it earlier. Yep, she's out of hydrogen. Alright, while it's doing that construction, which I needed to do, let's go ahead and hydrogen and oxygen generator. Oh, I've got everything shut down, don't I? Alright, hydrogen tanks are off. Turn those back on. Let's see here. Turn that bad boy on. There we go. I forgot that I shut everything off. Oh, wait, I need to get the parts. They should all be done processing here. Did we run out of iron? We did. Shoot. Alright, that's gonna complicate things a little bit. We'll have to get in the car and go fix that. Alright, well, it's functional and that's good enough. But that can sit there and charge for now. We'll have to power up the car and go mining. Alright. All wheels on. Batteries are on. Cockpit's on. Hydrogen engine is off. Okay, ore detector on. Turn off the parking brake and let's go. So now one of the things I'm going to be doing is for the main ship, I'm planning on connecting it with several O2 generators, so that because one of the things that will more than likely have to happen with such a large ship is that we will very likely need a fairly large amount of hydrogen to keep the power up. Now I will be putting on solar panels, but since they will be just upward facing solar panels on the ship, they are likely not going to be as efficient or effective at keeping the ship powered under its needs. We are going to have a significant battery presence, as well as a need for a massive amount of what is it? Lag. As well as a need for a massive amount of gyros, because in my testing, the gyro requirement was significant. Alright, let's get in here, turn the lights on, and let's get to mining here. Pick up the stuff that we left behind last time. let's just keep mining this here.
Inventory full.
Okay.
Inventory full.
Okay, keep on going. And we'll just fill this up till it's full.
Inventory full.
Gonna be a quick grind here.
Inventory full.
Do have to say I find it very interesting to run through all of this stuff and just grind out a huge amount of materials. One of the detachable craft will be a miner of some kind so that I can do some reasonable amount of mining. Let's see here, cargo 2 and 1 are full, or well, 1 is full, 2 is almost full. Connector is almost full. Alright, let's keep digging. Okay.
Inventory full.
Another tiny little bit of stone that went in there, but just a ton of iron.
Inventory full.
Just keep working on it. All right, let's see here.
Inventory full.
All right. All right. Definitely getting some stone again, but I think I can live with that.
Inventory full.
All right. just keep at this until this ship doesn't have any more room, and then we'll drive back.
Inventory full.
I think we're getting pretty close, because I think we're almost full on all of the containers. Let's see here. Can 1 and can 2 are full. Connector is full. Connector full. Connector almost full. And then there's the cockpit. Okay, so 2, maybe 3 runs left. Alright, let's see here.
Inventory full.
Alright, that fills up everything. So a full inventory on me, and that should be enough to get everything done.
Inventory full.
Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. Shut the lights off. Parking brake off. And back to our base. Out where the sun will rise, even though it looks like another snowstorm may be joining us. Is that like smoke on the horizon? Or are those just clouds? I think those are just clouds. Boy, that moon is really close. Alright, so we're right at about an hour here, so I'm going to cut this video off as I go ahead and put the remnants of this material back in the station so that well, in the refinery, so we can continue building. But until next time, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing, and until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.